Thanks for stopping by at Twisted Art Designs. Today I just want to show you some of my paper doll creations and how I'm going to use them in my art journal. So what I do is take bits and pieces from here, there, and everywhere, magazine images and clip art and all kinds of things, and cut them apart. I mat them on thin cardboard and create them into paper dolls. So here's, this one is called the Charm Collector, and she's got movable arms and she's holding charms that are on chains. This one she's got a charm of a frog, and this one she has flower and a ladybug, and then there's charms on her little outfit here, and they're sewn on. And then she's got a tulle around her collar and some jewels on her crown, and her legs have embroidery floss around them, and then her shoes have glossy accents to make them look like patent leather. And so that is the Charm Collector. And then there's this one. And she has a flower dangling on a chain as well, and her arms move. And she has a pearl necklace and some three-dimensional flowers, a lace skirt. And then this is Tea Time Tessa. And she has a teacup dress that has glossy accents on it to make it look like china. And then a teapot hat. And the teapot has a tea tag hanging from it that I added a little teacup to. And then the teapot has a little dangling bead to make it look like a droplet coming out from the teapot. And she has a lace skirt and ribbons and tulle in her hair. So that is Tea Time Tessa. And then this is Dragonfly Girl. She's got a skirt made out of sewing pattern. She has little embellishments that were cut from a Cricut machine, a little watering can, a doily behind her that is burlap. She has hair and a flower hat and a bee and a flower. She's very sweet. And this one is Button Betsy. She's got a mason jar full of buttons as her body, and a sewing pattern skirt, and her arms move, and she's holding a big chipboard button, and she's holding a heart-shaped button. And then she has buttons in her hair, and the little elements on it that make her arms move are little brads that are buttons. And then there's buttons and things that are on the jar. So that is my button gal. The next one is Shine. She's super hip and cool, and she's got arms that move in two different ways. So her arms are jointed in two places, and she's got a really cool and funky sewn skirt and some tulle and some flowers and braided hair that I did with embroidery floss to make her have really fun braids. And that is Shine. She's a hip chick. And this is Sunflower Suzette. The sunflower's been put on the base of her as a skirt, and she has butterflies everywhere and a sunflower on her head. And here's an example of how I like to use them. This is a small Ranger Dilutions journal, and here's a page that I created with watercolors and a die cut image. And then this cute little paper doll, I found her free on Pinterest that you can print, and I put her together. So she's three-dimensional. She has movable arms and a little tulle skirt, and then I added her to my art journal page by just gluing her in. And they're, you know, it's flat. It fits in your journal just fine, so you could have a couple of them in your journal and it wouldn't cause a problem as long as you don't put embellishments that are too thick on the doll. But I just think having a paper doll in your art journal is just so fun, and you know, you can change them and make them your own and be creative with them. So that's all part of being artistic as well, is creating something fun and interesting. And having this art journal page was pretty just by itself, but adding the paper doll to it just is something really truly special. So I'm working in my Tisha Moore journal. That's the 16-page amazing journal by Tisha Moore, and these layouts are going to include these three-dimensional girls. So what I plan to do is create the pages and then attach each girl on a different page layout. So there'll be fun and funky backgrounds and cool sayings and layouts, but then the girls will be attached throughout the book. So now let me show you some examples of how I'm using them in my journal. So this one I had created, and I originally had this one on a paper clip that I could clip into the front of my journal, and I decided to remove the paper clip and put it in my Tisha Moore style journal. So she is glued down. I left her petals of her sunflower hat up so that I could curl them a little bit and they would be more three-dimensional on the page. So she's real cute. She's got a tea set in her on her head, and it has a tea bag tag that says "Make Art," and then a Good Earth saying on the back, and she's just real cute. And she's got lace and cute little stockings and some 3D embellishments. And this is what I did with the charm collector. So here's my little charm collector doll with movable arms and the charms hanging down on chains. And I put a picture of my grandmother's charm bracelet. And here's what I wrote to put on the page. When I was a little girl, I was entranced by my grandmother's charm bracelet. She collected charms on trips, was given them as gifts, and cherished each one. It prompted me to be a charm collector too. To this day, I love charms. So that's where the inspiration came for creating my art doll that I call the Charm Collector. And then this page is a tribute to my grandmother. Here's what I did with this paper doll that I showed you in the beginning. She has her movable arms and a flower charm hanging from a chain. I added her to this art journal page where I painted sunflowers in the background, and I added this chicken, and I attached an embroidery floss collar ribbon around it that goes to her other hand. So she's got a leash for her chicken, and it says, "It was such a splendid day, Justine decided to take her pet chicken Gertrude for a stroll in the sunflower patch." So that's what I did with that one. So I hope you like the idea of making paper art dolls to put in your art journal. It adds something to your art journaling that's fun and three-dimensional and something interesting to look at. I hope this inspires you to create something like this. And if you're interested in seeing my process on how I create these paper dolls, leave me a comment in the comment section below and let me know if you are interested in a class or a workshop on how to create these art paper dolls. So thanks for stopping by today. I hope you're having a good day making some art to put in your art journals, because art soothes the heart.